I don't know what I do. I really don't. I'm not gonna go ahead and BS
So
this answer.
you
I'm
done
not.
planned the whole way. I'm gonna be ready for this and this,
You could
but you don't
never.
know what to do when the
So
worst happens.
yes, you can never be 100% ready for anything. I don't care what you do in life. Something is going to come your way in this way where you're gonna be like, that sidetracked you. If you're like they say, right? Prepare your life, and what is the guy gonna do? Laugh at you.
Look, hell of an intro. I tell you what you info, but I never really been the type of dude to give no info. But if you see your ends low and you trying to get a benzo, I'll give your ass some game that'll change the way that you think, bro. Super skilled with the pencil, super ill in my mental. I reminisce on life, I'm nice, here's my memento. Get it through your tempo, I get on any tempo and give it all I got. I'm hot, I got like 10 flows, trying to live on the 10th floor, across from residentials that I own. My mind stayed grown, I used to think clothes, I really used to think hoes and what I do to get those. And then I switched it up, I'm only thinking potential.
What's up, everyone? It's Ronnie Polonies and Francis Fan, and welcome to the realest show on the planet of Earth, where we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're going to essentially hear it all. So if you're ever looking for some sort of motivation, inspiration, or guidance, you're in the right place. You know, we make it our mission to make sure we can give you a place where you can consistently walk and grow. What's good, man?
I'm here, just chilling, man. Trying to get through another day.
Another day, another dollar, like they always say, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, I guess we'll just jump right into it. I actually want to speak on everyone in Florida. I think we should definitely take not a moment silence, because I don't know if it's that bad, but definitely want to kind of bring some light to that situation, because no, I don't think anybody was expecting that one. At least when I heard about it, I don't know when did you hear about it, for instance? Because my timeline of when I heard about it, and I guess when other people heard about it, was I was late to the show.
I'm gonna be very, very honest with you. I don't know what you're talking about.
In Florida, the Hurricane Ian, I think they called it.
What happened in Florida?
Wait, you don't know at all?
I don't, bro. I don't. I have no idea.
This is
I
hilarious.
have zero idea.
Florida actually had a really, I think it was a category 4 hurricane. So the Tampa area, Fort Myers, I think Orlando got hit. So they had a hurricane that really came through and did some damage. I'm not gonna say it's on some Hurricane Katrina type of vibe, but it, at least when I saw pictures, I was like, it kind of reminded me of it.
I can only imagine too, because they're, you know,
They're right by the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been when Trump you vote for certain. Let me not go there. But yeah, we on the air. I feel sorry for what's going on there, but that's Mother Nature doing its course. We just got we have no control over what nature is gonna do. You just gotta pray and protect yourself.
But that's the difficult part, and that's why I wanted to see, when did you hear about it? And this is kind of terrible because you're just now hearing about it, so that don't really bring no context to it.
The reason, but I guess I can tell you why I didn't know, and it's there's just too much going on for me to be watching TV right now. Or even
you don't gotta watch TV, man.
Bro, even on my social, I don't have the news. I don't have anything that will give me, unless I see it on your post or something.
So you're saying I'm the news for you?
Bro, that's it. It's filtered news. I know it's gonna be good news.
I am not the newsman. I'm sorry. You can go follow a ton of other people that will do that for you. I talk about real estate only, my man.
All right. But yeah, no, I heard from coworker about a storm, but I didn't know it was that bad. Because people are taking precaution to stay at home tomorrow and stuff like that. But that bad. I guess I'm gonna have to go find out after this.
Well, I mean, I don't think we are gonna get it nearly as bad as what happened in Florida, but I mean, only time will tell, right? But it is one of those things where, at least when I heard about it, it was earlier in the week. So maybe let's say a few days beforehand. That's when I heard about it. And I was like, oh, well, by that time, it's how do you really prepare yourself for something like that? Do you truly indeed just jump up and run and kind of just go about it? Or do you jump ship, or do you just hold back and kind of take the hit? And that's what I think this is what the topic today is going to really be all about. It's not necessarily, the individuals in Florida, which I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys can get back on your feet. Hope the insurance companies don't give you guys any pain, because during these times, I'm sure the insurance company is going to do that. So make sure you are fighting for everything. Make sure you do have pictures, if you can, to provide any sort of proof to show that this is what it was beforehand, because it's already going to happen. We already know, especially in the times that we are now, nobody wants to really spend money. But let's all bring that back down to the topic in itself is, how do we really prepare for anything of that nature? Like, is it just, second nature that you just preparing yourself for, or is it just something that you actually worked on later, or at least before the event actually happens? Or do you just prepare yourself right then and there at the moment? It's one of those
prepare
things.
Yourself for the worst case scenario. Safety. You prepare for yourself for the worst case scenario, and by then, whatever happens. You're just gonna have to ride the wave.
I mean,
but you have no control over what's gonna happen.
Yeah, which that's not even the difficult part. I think what makes it even more difficult is preparing. Having the discipline to say, all right, this is what we're going to do for this rainy day, and this is how we're going to go about it, and this is our plan. I think just the preparation process to it, one, I don't think anybody really thinks about until it's too late.
Right.
I'll throw that out there right now. I feel like a lot of times where we go through certain things, and it doesn't even have to be like, Mother Nature. It could just be just in our lives. It takes something happening in order for people to be like, I should have done this. And it's crazy because as we're talking about it, I'm sure that even though people know that in Florida there's hurricanes, nobody was really ready for this hurricane. So it's like, when do we actually start preparing ourselves for the worst case scenario? And better yet, how are you going to do that? That's really the question.
Having a plan. You gotta have a plan, but a plan within your plan is really things that you can control, right? So I'm gonna go seek shelter if it's shelter. I'm gonna go, make sure I find people who can help me put up, some board or whatnot. But it's basically having a plan that are within your control. That's really what you can do. I don't see, what do you think?
I mean, a plan is definitely going to help. I just hope that people can stick to their plan.
But you can't really put that pressure on people.
That's not pressure.
So
no.
many variables.
But that's why
self-discipline. But yeah, it's just like, if the situation change, maybe the way you wanted to perform,
well, even if
it's just different.
Even if situations were to change, you preparing yourself should give you some sort of cushion in all reality. I mean, a lot of people, including myself, I wanted to make that transition from corporate to, hey, controlling my own time and controlling my own life. I had to build some sort of cushion in order for me to do that. Why? Because you don't get a paycheck every 2 weeks or every week when you're controlling your own time, controlling your own, like, your life kind of thing. No, you get it when you get it, and that's it. And the worst part about it is you don't know when that's going to be. Right. You can only prepare for the worst. And literally, that's why I say the planning aspect. And honestly, I don't even think I did a great job. I just think it was by luck, by nature, that, just me getting the education and me having the knowledge that I had put me in a great situation. If it wasn't for that education coming to me like years ago, I would have not been ready for that moment for me to been able to take that leap and just say, adios, amigo. But it's that discipline, and my discipline at that moment was educating myself. Educating myself in what am I going to do when I obtain a good amount of money? Like, where are you going to do with it? And I guess it's the same thing in terms of what are you going to do if this were to happen? Just that thought in itself, it's crazy, because how often is it? So I don't want to go down doom's lane or anything, but we're all going to die. But how many people, actually talk about death? That's a clear way for all of us to protect ourselves. Not to say that, hey, not even protect ourselves, but at least protect if you do have kids, you do have family that you are leaving behind that you care about, right? That's a simple way to protect and plan for what is going to come. We all know the damn thing gonna happen. But
But so just because you know something is gonna happen doesn't mean you gotta act upon it,
why
right?
not?
Because some things are bound to happen whether or not you act upon it, right? By that I mean, yes, you may want to have that conversation. Okay, you're gonna have that conversation, but to you, you may be approaching it in a way. Okay, this is a positive thing for me to talk about.
Mm.
But from somebody else's perspective, you're probably bringing back memories from something that they don't want to relieve, or experiences from the past. So it's a hard topic to just come up and talk to people about that.
Yeah, I'm not saying death is an easy topic to talk about. I mean, I hate it. To lose one is not an easy thing. It's just it's the reality. And
I agree with you, sorry to interrupt, but I agree with you that it must be brought upon. But I'm just saying it's not everybody is open to that.
how are you not going to be open to something that we all have to face? It's not a secret.
All right, what if I tell you I'll deal with it when I deal with it, right? When it gets there.
At that point, it's too late. How can you prepare for something when it's right in front of your face? I mean, I don't know anybody that had faced any complications with the hurricane. So I don't know but I could tell you for somebody that, if you're old and you're trying to maneuver through this hurricane, you're gonna have a rough journey,
Right.
and it's not gonna be pretty. And you're gonna be like, man, I should have did this, I should have did this, I should have did this, and the list is gonna go on and on and on and on. But then at the end of the day, when do we actually do it? You live in a state where literally this is hurricane season.
Right.
There's a name for this.
For this season, yeah.
It's called hurricane season. Everyone knows it. Again, my parents, they grew up in Haiti. This is something that literally they grew up all around. So that's why my mom always told me, she's like, I'm never moving to Florida because of hurricanes. And it's because of the weather. She's just, the heat is not one of her best friends. So, but her and herself, she knows, and she's coming from a third world country. Come on now.
That's powerful. But now when in terms of like, how does that impact you, like when you see something like that from someone else's perspective?
How does what specifically you're talking about impact
like in your mother's situation, for example?
What, her going through hurricanes?
So yeah, that experience and you hearing about it, how does that prepare you for your own experience?
I know exactly what to do when there's a hurricane coming through. I don't know if you remember, but I always told you, I said, I honestly want to experience one. Remember that? I've told you multiple times. You always said, like, bro, you're crazy. Why would you want to experience one? It's because I feel like my mother can just tell me exactly what to do. They literally, in Haiti, they live all around water. Are you kidding me? A small little island all around water, third world country. I think I'll be just fine. But it's one of those, just the experience aspect of it, to say, yeah, I lived through it and this is what we did. And to just pass it down. It's just like, this is what you do when this kind of circumstances, these scenarios happen or they occur at your face. And, now you have to make adjustments at the moment, or better yet, you planned ahead of time.
I just, for me, for example, experiencing things like that, I would much rather experience thunderstorm.
I mean, of course,
hurricane.
Right? I think anybody would take the smallest impact possible.
Right.
If it happens, then you got to know what to do, man. You have to. Otherwise, you're gonna put yourself in a worse scenario, and you may actually just hurt yourself in the long run.
Okay. Now, when it comes to like what's going on right now in Florida and the impact that it's gonna have over the next few months and few years, you're talking about, the food resources, you're talking about the hospitals that are probably going to be, people's lives are going to be, lost, the insurance company, the electrics, all that stuff is just, you're in the middle of that. What do you do, Ron? Today, this happened to you. You lose your home because of the storm, or you lose someone, or, you just don't have anything. You find yourself lost in the sauce, basically.
I don't know what I do. I really don't. I'm not gonna go ahead and BS
So
this
you
this
done
answer.
you
I'm
done
not.
plan the whole way. I'm gonna be ready for this and this,
You could
but you don't
never.
know what to do when the
So
worst happens.
yes, you can never be 100% ready for anything. I don't care what you do in life. Something is going to come your way in this way where you're gonna be like, that sidetracked you. If you're like they say, right? Prepare your life, and what is the guy gonna do? Laugh at you. So,
Mhm.
in what way are you gonna really prepare yourself? The only thing then the reason why this discussion is important because we're not trying to prepare to make it to the other side with no punches, no bruises, no scratches. No, we're trying to minimize the amount of punches, bruises, and scratches as much as possible. And how do you do that? You just have those certain things in place prior to the event. So now in a situation where I'm in that situation, I lost everything, I lost a loved one. I can't tell you what I would do. I think if I in my right mind, I think I'm gonna take a step back and just sit with myself and just realize this is reality. I'm gonna take a deep breath. I'm gonna understand like this is what we have to face, and I'm gonna go about it, the situation on how the best of my ability. But to sit here and say this X, Y, and Z is gonna be my plan, no way. I think first thing first is I sit back
Mm,
and I just kind of sit back and realize this is reality now. So
mm,
now what do we do moving forward? And at that point in time, this is when the things that I have planned, or at least that I was working towards, it could have been something that just let me left field. And now now my entire original plan is ruined.
right.
But now I have something to go ahead and lean on, you know. Sometimes a lot of people don't have anything to lean on. And that's scary. I mean, if you really want to talk economy, really want to talk insurance companies, I mean, how many people you know have at least 3 months of savings?
Mm, mm.
There's no cushion. There's no protection. I use this saying, protect the future. And that's how I remind myself all the time.
When
Hey,
did you learn that? Well, go ahead, finish your thought.
I don't know when I learned that, man. It's just, I think as I just started learning more and more about money and what the wealthy do, then I realized all they do is protect their future. They never really prepare for today. They never prepare for yesterday. They always look for, okay, how could I make myself better tomorrow? How is it that I can help my family tomorrow? You know, they're always looking, how can I plan tomorrow out? Like it's always how can I plan? Even though it may not work to whatever it is, it's always how do I protect the futures to minimize my risk? The moment you minimize risk, you're gonna have a little bit less situations and scenarios that come at you and don't surprise you.
Mm,
I think the moment you get surprised, now you're out of whack. You're gonna be frantic. Your emotions are gonna be all over the place. You can't make rational decisions, and irrational decisions is especially when your emotions are all over the place. That could cause for even more disaster.
right.
But it's a tough one. I mean, I think the best thing to do is just really look at your scenario and see how is it that you can prepare yourself. Everybody's in different situations. You are in a completely different situation I am. But my planning could be completely different. Your planning would be different. I'll probably look at your planning like, yeah, you're crazy for doing that. And you'll probably say the same for me. And that's okay. It's everybody has their own life. Everybody has their own issues, consequences, the problems that they're dealing with.
So if
But
that's the case, right? If everybody has their own life, their own issue they're dealing with, so why even have a podcast, right? Why do you feel as though people should listen to this episode about being ready in the out of the storm?
yeah, do you want to get punched in the face completely consistently? And I mean, I'll take a step back though. This episode in itself is to help you understand and help you realize, all right, are you prepared for whatever may come? Something will come. And whenever everything is going good, brace yourself for impact. That's another thing that I always say to myself. And this is what this episode is really here to do. It's not to say it's not to give you literally steps on what you should do. It's to really get you to realize and understand like you should have a plan in place for the worst case scenario. Maybe it's money related. Maybe it's you just have multiple jobs just so if one lets you go, you have another one to lean on. Maybe it's you build up a little bit more skills so that when this economy turns and something happens, you have something to lean on. I don't
Right.
know. maybe it's you listening to this podcast to build your mental, so that when somebody says something to you, does something to you, or something changes in your life, you have the capability to fight through it and bring people along that journey with you to get their mental just as strong. I don't know what the situation gonna be, but this is why this episode is really here to do it, is because I'm a big planner. I'll tell you that. And I plan because I don't know what's to come, but I'm damn sure not gonna get slapped, punched. Mike Tyson is not punching me in my face. LeBron James is not gonna. I'm not standing in front of LeBron James and let him run me right over. No way. I'm gonna move out the way and let him do his thing, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do with everything that comes my way. I'm gonna move out the way, let it do its course, and I'm gonna have something ready to go and mitigate whatever it is.
That's a fair way to look at it. You know, I just think as bringing awareness to people, making people, aware that you can prepare yourself, to the best of your ability without having to worry
Too
much about what other people are doing or even saying. Have confidence in your ability to get ready for something.
Mm-hmm. And I like what you just said. It's prepare. Like, how often is it that we prepare ourselves for interviews? How often is it you prepare yourself for a project? Like, these are all little plans that are put in place to help us perform to the highest capability, right? It doesn't even have to go along the lines of our lives. It could literally go with the day-to-day duties that we already do.
Right. That's true.
Like, even with working out, if you work out, you're literally preventing yourself from maybe some health disaster later. And some people are just genetically going to have that. It's just, that's just the way our bodies are built. But it's all about mitigating that risk. We really do not know what the hell the future holds, honestly. That's a scary sight too.
Yeah, it is. But you shouldn't be too concerned about the future as long as you're fully present here, embracing what's in front of you right now. Right? Because that's really all you can do right now. You can plan for the future, but appreciate what's in front of you right now, because that's what here. You may not see tomorrow. We take that thing for granted. Now, you were just talking about that. It's like, all right, what happened if I go ahead and plan my life for like 10, 20 years and I get outside of here and the train hit me? Then what? I done spent 2 hours, 5 hours, 5 days planning about something that's not going to come true. Yes, it's good to plan, but don't forget what's in front of you.
Yeah. I mean, I want to combat that so bad because yes, I agree. I do agree that being present is important. But being present in the sense is like, okay, you're here today. And if all you think about is the present moment, how could you really, I don't know. I'm going to lose my train of thought here. I'm not going to even combat it. Yeah. I'm not going to combat it because I understand how important it is to be present, because of course, what you have today does not necessarily have to be here tomorrow. So I'm 110% aware of that. The part that I kind of get tripped up on is, did you really help anybody that's coming after you? And I guess it's more or less just my own principles and just kind of why I'm living my life.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah. That's really you. That's you trying to help everybody. I mean, yes, we're bound to help each other, but bro, you don't have to do everything for everybody. Some people are gonna make it on the boat, some are not. And that's really based off your principle, your unique principle. How do you want to tailor your life, bro?
Yeah.
And we talk about this all the time. I don't want to be repetitive and even spend a lot of time on this, but yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So, like Francis said, I think he said it best to round this out. Yes, the future is there. I think it's always amazing to prepare for it. I think it's great when you have a plan and you know where you're going, where you're leading to. And those that need to jump on that ship with you can help you do whatever it is that you're trying to do. But don't fail to realize that the people that are around you, the things that you have today, the emotional love, the things that we can't pay a dollar, a cent for. Those are the things that we should always be present for. And it could be different for everybody. And I'm not going to say what those things are. I just really want you to kind of take away, what those costs, like what you can't pay a dollar for, really means to you, and just always be present for those moments and for those things that are already there for you.
Right. That's true. Well said.
Really, man, the focus is just leveling up. Cause I know the life I want, I'm just setting it up. Removing those that's close who try messing it up. Can't wait for champagne toast with the relevant bunch. Like, what's up? Yeah. Like, what you do, homie? What's your vision? How you thinking? How you move, homie? And is you cool, homie? You thinking building, then that's something we could do, homie.